I thank y'all very much for tuning in to us today. Well, guess what, y'all? We're going to talk about something that we've been talking about for a long time. And I don't know if we've been able to get to it, y'all. Let's talk about it in a minute.
It's the Naybors Podcast with Reese and Mike. They discussing different issues that affect our streets and life. Said it's the Naybors. We the Naybors. Yeah.
So, y'all might be wondering, what in the world are you talking about? Well, what I'm talking about is fitness.
Fitness.
Because a lot of times we talk about it, but we don't be about it. So, for myself, I have been up and down. It's funny because I work out and I just show Mike, what I've been doing or whatever it is, and I'll get to a certain point, like I'll lose, and then next thing you know, I'm gaining again, like I'm heavier again or whatever it is. So It's not like I'm not doing anything, but it's just like I can't totally lose it. I have been doing this fasting thing where I'm only eating between the hours of 12 and 6. And so in all reality, I'm not eating breakfast and I'm not eating dinner late. I'm not having no late night snacks, right? I have not had as much as I want a soda. I haven't had one in such a long time. I don't even know what it would taste like if I had one.
How about that?
Now, what I will say is that I have been taking advantage of anytime if I have a moment recently, like if I eat at 12, I might sneak me a little quick snack. A cookie or two, or 5, at around 3 o'clock.
Jeez.
It might not be 5, but I, Mike, I heard what you were saying earlier, off the mic about the sugar part, but that's what I've been doing. I mean, I've been having struggles. What about yourself?
Nah, I mean, look, I'll cut back with all the snacks and all that. I got all the movie snacks and all that.
Right.
And I went to the doctor's previously, she said, got my blood breakdown. My A1C is like kind of up there. Kind of up there on the border.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm like, huh? Because, when they do the blood work, they go like last 3 months. I'm like, last 3 months? I'm like, how the heck? I'm like, man. Oh, yeah, I did throw down. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I did throw down.
And, and I came to the point like, okay, I got to do something about this, start exercising and all that, get ready for my daughter's graduation. And, I start, the thing is discipline. You got to discipline yourself. You got to set yourself, okay, all right, I'm going to do this, do that. I'm going to do this, do that. But the thing is, are you really going to do this and do that? Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
I only can say for myself is that I really didn't think I'll only be able to eat between the hours of 12 and 6.
You can do it. You can do it.
It's a lot easier than I thought.
Right.
So I psyched myself out by not doing it before.
See, there you go. You see, you was playing mind games with yourself.
Yep.
That's what it was.
Yep. Most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the issue. So I think that we talk ourselves out of it before it even begins. And then when we start it, we can't, because they say that once you do it at past 21 days, now it's a true habit.
Right.
And so I've been doing it now for 2 months.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah, I think it's been about 2 months now. So probably even more. It might be longer than that.
Right.
To be honest, because it was whenever they started me on this blood pressure medicine.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
So I was on the blood pressure medicine maybe for 2 weeks, and then right after that, it was like, bam.
Gotcha.
So because I was like, I don't want to be on this very long.
Right.
Now, what I will say is that I think it's been a combination of working out, a combination of, like you said, eating, right, and taking the medicine. Like I have regular numbers.
Gotcha.
So the last time I took my pressure, I was at 121/78.
Okay.
Versus being at 190 over 95.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I was high. And
That's
then at one point in time, like, and that was a high one, but most of the time it was like 168, 170 over 95, 98. That wasn't normal. And keep in mind, that was a normal probably for the last 4 or 5 years.
Gotcha.
So it was a long time.
Long time, right.
Okay. You know, so with my pressure being down, in all honesty, do I feel a difference in my body? I do.
Yeah, you do. You feel more energetic.
I feel more energetic, and then I don't have as many issues.
Right.
You know, the wife and I, we had a really, really hard, stressful conversation the other day. And I know that sometimes I crunch my toes. Like I don't know, I ball up my toes. It's weird, dude. Don't look at me like that.
I mean, you want to be a monkey or chimp, whatever. I don't know that.
But I ball up my toes, right? And so the other day, because of that, my big toe, where I normally feel the gout in it, was hurting. But let's understand this. I haven't had a gout flare-up in 3 years, 4 years, because of not eating as much red meat, not eating as much seafood. You get what I mean? Like having all the stuff that would blow it up. You know, even if I had a beer or something like that, it's very sporadic. Right, you know, because and I do it because I don't need another flare up.
Right.
You get what I mean? You know, any alcohol will flare me up.
Right.
You know, and so I'd be really strategic in doing that.
Gotcha.
And so when I realized, even with the food, with the blood pressure, you know, now I understand what a true habit would be. Right. Of doing it the right way.
Right.
You know, so those are the type of things that I've learned through my own process.
Gotcha. Yeah. It's just like, you know, you got to come to a point, especially health-wise, what you have to do.
Right.
To live to that next day, to live to that next week, to live to that next month, to live to that next year, and so on.
Right.
So on, you know.
I mean, because in all honesty, I mean, especially as parents, I know, I mean, I can speak for myself. Mike, you know, you can speak for yourself, but I want to be around to see some of my kids and their milestones in their lives.
Right.
You get what I mean?
Right.
So, for yourself, where you said something about, hey, your daughter's going to graduate, you know, this week. I mean, and my daughter's the following week.
Right. How about that?
You get what I mean?
Right.
You know, and so you want to be able to say, hey, you know what? I was able to see my child's graduation from college. Right. You know, I want to see, especially from a dad point of view, I want to walk my daughter down the aisle. Right. You know, when she's getting married. You know, so I want to be able to be there for those milestone moments. And I would love to have grandkids. Right. So I want to see some of them as well. Right. Because I want the opportunity to have a grandkid, right? Right. Hey, come stay with me and give them back.
There it is. That's right.
I want to feel that.
That's right.
You get what I mean? You know, so I think those are things that we need to really consider, you know, as we're talking about this whole fitness thing.
Right. And you know, I know it's a struggle. It's a struggle, but also you have to set your boundaries. Right. And you favorite your own have time. Right. You do have time. But if you got time to do this, do that, hang at the bar, whatever, such and such, you got time. Yeah. You got time. Everybody got time. You got time to go to the bathroom. You got time to exercise. I ain't mean to sound graphic like that. You got time. You got time to matter of fact, what the hell? You got time to wash your ass. You got time to exercise. Let's be realistic. Right. And that's the thing, you know, it's always an excuse. You got to stop using the excuse. And then people like to validate their excuses. Right. Well, you know, I got blah, 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 and such and such. No. Yeah. No. Yep. If you got time to sit there and watch a movie, you got time to exercise.
And that's the thing. Like, what's the priority?
What's your priority?
And evidently, health is not it.
Of course not.
We take it for granted.
Bingo. Easily.
You know, if we were to fall today, how long would you feel that pain?
You really want me to answer that? tell you something. Every day I work up, I'm retired, and I ain't want to retire like this because I had an injury on that job. I get up between 6 and 7 o'clock in the morning every day, even on the weekends as well. Get up in the morning, walk down the steps. I'm like, oh, God. I hold on to the railing.
Right.
Because I'm like, oh, damn.
Right.
That's all I need. Boom, 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 boom. Thank God the door right there. The closet door. So, break my fall. But, man, God, that pain it hit me for a minute. And am I going to bounce back up? Hell no, I'm not going to bounce right back up. No.
Right.
I'm going to have to sit there marinate for a minute.
Right.
Right. Especially at that. Quite a few times I threw my back out. I'm like, what the hell? I'm crawling on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Got to go to the bathroom.
Wow.
12 steps.
Right.
Up. Not down, up, going up. And it's a struggle. That's when one of the job I had was physical. I was a truck driver for Coca-Cola. It was a physical job every day. But the thing is, once you stop doing that, you look at yourself, bloop, where the hell did that come from?
Right.
Yo, it's crazy. Bloop, bloop. What the hell? And, you go to doctors and all that. Oh, at your height, you should be weighing 170 pounds. I'm like, the last time I weighed 170, I was a young buck.
Right.
You want me to look like a crackhead? I can't do that.
Right.
I'm like, come on. But the thing is,
I mean, as my wife said, she don't want me to look like a bobblehead.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, Maurice, your head is already big enough.
That's between y'all two.
I know, right? I'm just saying.
Right. Yeah.
I don't want you walking around. You don't have enough muscles in your neck.
But it's crazy. Like you try to join these gyms. Work out. I understand, but these prices, I'm like, no, I'm not paying that.
Especially when you have Mother Nature.
I was about to say that. Right. I'm about to say that. You can buy your own. I mean, get your own weights. I mean, if you want a stair stepper, that's why, sometimes that's why it's good to go up to the track, up there.
Mm-hmm.
You can walk around, or you can walk up the bleachers up and down.
Right.
For free.
Right.
That word free. So why should I pay you $25 a month and $39 a yearly fee?
Right.
That stuff adds up.
Yep, it does.
No,
it does.
Mother Nature is free.
Yep.
Yeah, I tell you.
And the only issue that I know I had for quite a while is y'all just heard me talk about gout.
Right.
Right. I had a problem with my gout for a while. Just trying to manage it.
Gotcha.
You get what I mean? And so, and then I already have flat feet.
Right.
So my arches were hurt after a period of time.
Right.
You get what I mean? And so, and I thought I had, I think they call it shin splints as well. So,
Okay.
So I had all these issues with my feet, ankle, whatever. I can't tell you how many times, like my left foot is just a problem foot.
Okay.
Like it might be a sleepy foot.
Gotcha.
You get what I mean?
Okay.
And so I can't tell you how many times I have pulled a muscle in my foot, strained my foot, whatever it might have been, and that's the foot that has a gout in it.
Gotcha.
So
that's why your foot curl up, man.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, it's just a retarded foot,
right? Gotcha.
And so, that would hinder me.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, taking a step. Hey, all right, Mike, let's go walking. Oh man, I really don't know. And because I baby that foot,
right?
What's wrong? What else is wrong? My knee is jacked up,
right?
So now that's all out of alignment. What else is wrong? My hip,
right,
is hurting,
right?
Because I'm babying it.
Because you're babying it, right? So basically, you just giving yourself excuses,
right,
not to do it,
right?
So
right, So I think that's what some of us do. We have these built-in excuses,
right,
as to why we can't do X, Y, and Z.
Exactly.
But I ain't trying to be on this blood pressure medicine forever.
Nah, man. Nah. I mean, on the medication I like, I only take Tylenols. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
But something you got to take every day.
Right.
And I see, my mom, my parents, I'm like, what? My mom pulled out that medicine joint. I'm like, what the heck is that?
Right.
oh, these are she can say medicine. She does this. My medications, like medications.
Mm-hmm.
She had to take like 6 or 7 different pills a day.
Yeah, that's
crazy, man. And you don't know what interactions you gonna have.
Man,
It affects you. It's crazy.
I mean, so I gotta take a medicine to counteract this medicine that works with this. Like,
right.
Like, it's too much to be worried
It's
about.
too much to be worried about. Sometimes it can get depressing.
Oh yeah.
You're like, oh, man, I gotta do something. You gotta make a change. The one you gotta make a change is you.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Not, okay, yeah. No, you gotta set in your mind, all right, if like me, sometimes you can't find a person to walk with you, work out with you. You gotta do it yourself.
Yeah.
You gotta do it yourself.
Yeah.
And throw some music on, you be flowing, or have a conversation with somebody, walking around the track.
Right.
You got your earbuds. There's no excuse.
Right. So like I said, listening to you, I just gotta really put it like, no, Maurice, get yourself moving.
Right. Yeah.
Let's go ahead and do this.
Let's go ahead and do it,
and but see my challenge as well is me wanting to be consistent with it.
Okay, right.
Sometimes I don't like starting something knowing that I can't do it
right
as often as I want, because I don't want to feel like I'm a failure.
Right. Well, yeah.
You get what I mean? That's my issue.
Right. That's a lot of people's issue.
Yeah.
It's not just yours. And you just got to set there, set what can you do? All right. You might have to start off like every other day.
Yeah.
Or, at least do it like 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And work your way up. Some people do it 7 days a week.
Yeah, they do. They do.
I mean, depending on how you want it bad, how badly you want to do this.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that's why when you and I talked about it, I'm like, hey, maybe if we did it, I at least want to do it 5 days a week.
Well, we can do that.
Not wanting to take up a Saturday or a Sunday,
right?
Whatever, but Monday through Friday. No, commit to it. Like that's my mind. I mean, I understand everybody's not gonna always feel greatest.
Nah, you're not. Right,
whatever.
Right.
But I wouldn't mind getting up, moving, and doing it. I know that there's at least one day a week where I can't do it at the time I would want to do it.
Right.
But that's one day a month. But otherwise, all the other days I can do it.
Right.
And so yeah, so that's something that, Mike and I, we're going to probably, once we do it, we probably record from there.
We could do that, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, we're doing it like, hey, yo, like, this is where we at right now.
Where we at, right.
Take a walk with us mentality.
Right. Exactly. Back now, we got the neighbors, got the family out, we doing our thing, it could be done.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Especially if that's your goal. Like you said, if that's your goal and you got somebody to do it with.
Right, exactly. It could be done.
That's the difference.
I mean, honestly, it's better to do it with others.
Right.
Shoot the breeze past the time. You be like, oh, damn, I did a mile, 4 miles, whatever. Wow,
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Because that's the thing. Like, I gotta get some miles in.
Right, yeah.
I can't just do, oh, yeah, we did 2 laps,
Yeah, because they said at least, like I read, at least get in like 150 minutes a week.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like about a half an hour a day.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, I've no, we know what, y'all, we're gonna give y'all an update where we are by the end of the summer.
Right. I'm down with
like,
that,
yo,
man.
this is what we're doing. This is how how it's working out. This is where we started off at. Maybe we just need to do that challenge.
Right.
And maybe are y'all challenging as well? Do y'all want to be a part of this challenge as well? If y'all want to, like, just let us know.
Yeah, how about that?
You get what I mean? So
how about that?
Again, everybody's doing it together.
Exactly. We're all in on this.
Right.
Definitely.
Right, because all of us, everybody don't want to be on medication for the rest of their life.
I mean, we hear from you. That's more motivation for us. And like, vice versa.
So if y'all, take a look at a picture one day and y'all see Chubby Maurice, and next day you be like, when he become Mr. Olympian?
Yeah, he did.
Well, guess what?
I ain't going for Mr. Olympian. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I ain't trying to be muscle them days. Well, them muscle bound days definitely over for me.
I mean, I ain't trying to be all like that either. Right. But but just enough where y'all be like, all right, I could tell like you're fit.
So yeah, basically, I want to run to the corner without running out of breath. You know?
Right. You know, so yeah, y'all. You know, just let us know what y'all thoughts are and what y'all doing as far as fitness and how committed have you been with yours, with your journey.
There you go. And remember, no late night snacks. If you don't snack on some no cookies.
Yeah, that would be
some celery sticks. Yeah, I said celery sticks and some apples, stuff like that. Not no lobster or no oysters, nothing, no crap like that, you know.
But I mean, that's a whole nother conversation.
All right, we'll talk about that next time.
Because you may want that for other reasons.
Oh, damn.
All right, y'all.
We
thank y'all very much for listening.
Peace.
Thanks for hanging out with us on the Naybors Podcast. We hope you enjoyed the conversation and felt right at home. If you like what you heard, don't be a stranger. Subscribe, leave us a review, and share this with your friends and fam. Got something on your mind or a topic you'd love to hear us talk about? Hit us up. Until next time, remember, we're all just neighbors working together for a better community. Stay safe, stay connected, and we'll catch you in the next one.